Okay, hello everyone. So this is another lesson that I wanted to share with you guys. This is an elementary grade 5 lesson. So this would be in the Hi Friends 1 textbook, and it's lesson 2, I'm happy. Now, this lesson is basically grammar point, how are you? I'm blah blah blah. And this one was actually really fun because you can be super expressive and get the kids to be super expressive. So I have my written menu here. So the first thing we would do is a greeting. So good morning or good afternoon. And then understand cards. So that's these guys. I've been using them in every lesson now just to kind of get a feel for what students understand, kind of thing, like if my explanation was done properly or not. And if I'm seeing mostly green cards, that's good. We can move on. So okay, so that's just me handing them out. And then practice emotions. Okay, so I've got these wonderful flashcards that came with the software associated to this textbook, so it's the same character. And these ones are nice and laminated. So basically I would go through all of them once just by saying and gesturing what it is. So happy, hungry, sleepy, tired. Okay, I wasn't sure what the difference between sleepy and tired was, and then I realized sleepy is like you want to go to bed, and tired is where you've just been like going, and you have no energy, and you're tired, you're fatigued. So that's the difference between those. Sad, fine, and that's it. There's only 6 emotions, which also makes it pretty easy. So those are the 6 emotions that they want kids to know or be able to express. So after I go through all these cards, I would then get the kids to repeat me. So first I would only get them to say it. So happy, the kids would say happy. And then I would say, okay, now gesture only. So then I'd be like, okay, happy. And then the kids would just gesture. And then the third time it would be gesture and say it. So happy and gesture being happy. And I do that for all of the emotions. And then I would just choose random ones and I would show it to the kids and I'd be like, okay, what's this? And then they would say it in English, or they would, I'd say, okay, gesture, what's this gesture? Or I'd say, what's this? And like just practice over and over again until I feel like they're comfortable with it. And once I've gone through this, then I go to the board and I write down, how are you? And I get the kids to translate it to Japanese. If they can't do it, I get the Japanese teacher to do it, and then I do it in English. I get them to repeat me, how are you? And I show them that when they say this, you is going to be more higher toned because it's a question. So I'd draw a line. I'd be like, how are you? And then I get the kids to like repeat that. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, so the reason I like associating Japanese with English is just so the kids who are a little bit lower level can connect the new grammar to something that they know. So every time I ask them to translate the new grammar into Japanese, just so everybody's on the same page. So the first thing after we practice how are you, I say, okay, let's practice I'm nani. So then I'd put this on the board where it's the space and I'd get the kids to repeat, how are you? And then they'd repeat, and then I'd say, I'm happy. And then they would repeat, I'm happy. And then I'd go, okay, how are you? And they would repeat, how are you? And then I would say, I'm hungry. And they'd say, I'm hungry. And then I'd go through all the cards like that until I was finished. There's only 6 of them, so it goes by quite fast compared to the other units' vocab. Okay, so after practicing the emotions with the gestures, I play karuta. So, karuta is basically where students make small groups. They can make either pairs or groups of 4, groups of 3. This class in particular that I did today, it was 4 members to 1 group. So groups of 4. And then each group got 6 cards, which are the emotions. So I drew these ones out specifically to, like, I tried to mimic these and they're connected to my masks that I used for my game. So anyways, I tried to connect the images as best I could. Anyways, each group would get these cards, and then there would be Jessica Sensei, me, and then there would be the Japanese teacher. So I would ask the Japanese teacher, "How are you?" And the teacher would say, "I'm tired." And then the kids would have to look for tired. Where's tired? The first kid that grabs it gets to keep that card. And the winner of Karuta has the most cards. So this is like a listen reacting game. At this point, I doubt that they can read, but I wrote the words underneath anyways, just so they can start recognizing, word recognition kind of thing. So these are all the emotions that they played Karuta with. So once we finished playing a round of Karuta, I would get the Karuta champions to raise their hand, and we would congratulate them. And then I would collect the Karuta cards. And next would be the race game. So that's where these guys come in. I made these giant faceless masks to, well, they've got, it looks like an old man on the back. They've got magnets on the back, so I'd put them on the blackboard or the whiteboard. So there's a boy and then there's a girl. And they have the soft Velcro, and the masks have the hard Velcro. And basically, this is how I would play this game. I'd split the class into 2 teams, so Team A and then Team B. Now, this is on the whiteboard, so this would be the girl with her hair, and then over here is the guy. Yeah, like that. Whatever, that's a guy. Anyways, so, and then it would have their Velcro, which is like this one here. And what I would do is get the students to line up. So imagine this is your classroom. Jessica Sensei, or sorry, Team A and Team B are lined up on the sides. And then Jessica Sensei is right in the middle. 1 member from each team comes, and then at the same time they'll ask Jessica Sensei, me, "How are you?" And then Jessica Sensei would say, "I'm happy." So then what they do is the 2 members run to the back of the class where they have, for Team A, they have a group of masks, and Team B, they have a group of masks. So that's these. So each team has the exact same mask. And I made these, I laminated them. The schools are super cool about like you laminating stuff, so feel free to like make stuff. And I wrote on the back what it was, just in case they were confused. And I went to the dollar store and I bought this really, really good Velcro. Like, it hasn't come off yet, so this stuff is like superb. And what the kids would do is they would grab the mask, they'd run to the chalkboard, and they'd put the mask onto the face. And the first team to accomplish that, so once they grabbed their mask, they'd run back to the whiteboard and they'd put it onto their face. The first team to accomplish that gets 2 points. The other team gets 1 point because they were able to accomplish it as well. And this race game, I would go through all of the students. So as soon as they were done, they would take their mask back off. This is literally like industrial strength Velcro. And then they would take their mask back to all the other masks. So these are all the other masks that I made. So it's hungry, sleepy, sad, tired. So yeah. Anyways, so once each student went at least once. I wanted to make sure that each student goes at least once. I would tally the score, and then I'd be like, okay, so Team B is the champion, congrats, or Team A is the champion. Today we had a double champion, so we were very excited for that. Everybody clapped for each other. It was pretty great. So once that's done, the next thing on my list is Now I wrote down the telephone game, but I didn't do that because I'd rather kids like be hyper and yelling and stuff. Okay, so the next thing I have written down is hot potato. I've been really enjoying hot potato lately. So I'll play a song. I'll get the kids to stand in a circle in the class, and then what they do is they pass this squishy soccer ball. I bought it from the dollar store for $1. So they pass it until the music stops. When it stops, everybody else will ask, "How are you?" And the person with the ball will say, "I'm," and then whatever emotion they feel. And then we clap, we congratulate them, and then we continue playing hot potato. So then they pass, and the music stops. Everyone asks, "How are you?" And this person says, "I'm blah, blah, blah." And yeah, it seemed to work really, really well. And it was simple enough that they were able to really get a feel for how to express their emotions, like through gestures and stuff. So anyways, that was my lesson on how are you. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!